Manchester United, back again, doing the bits, back in Paris 2 years ago. I can't remember, it might have been a little bit longer, but 2 years ago, we did the same thing and we schooled them. We absolutely schooled them. They didn't deserve it. They didn't deserve the draw. They didn't even deserve that bloody goal because we schooled them. Ollie schooled them, and those players out there schooled them. People like McTominay, people like Fred, people like Wan-Bissaka absolutely wrecked that fake, snakish, oil money fraud of a team. We absolutely school them and show them what a real football club is. And that is exactly why we support Manchester United. For moments like this, for things like this that we have done many, many times before, and we need more of it. We definitely need more of it. Ollie's, he's backwards against the wall, and he pulled out an absolute masterclass. Absolute masterclass. So a lot of exciting things to talk about. Please do smash the like button. Please do comment. As we will go through the show on your thoughts. And if you are new, do subscribe. But gentlemen, Manchester United 2, Paris Saint-Germain 1. What are your guys' thoughts, starting with Aloto?
Yeah, we definitely scored them. They had no chance. Like, we definitely have PSG's number because we ran that game from the beginning. And kudos to Ollie. Like, well done, Ollie. This is Ollie's victory because has a lot of stake with tactics. I haven't even given him a stake, but that was what you call a tactical masterclass. Like, they had no chance. From minute one, I would say we controlled 90% of that game. We started off, we looked very good. We were good on the ball, we were good defensively. But as PSG got warm, we did start losing the midfield battle, but it didn't matter because on the counter we were still very effective. And it led to the penalty, which is fine. It was a penalty. They can say Manchester United all they want. It was a clear penalty, so it doesn't bother us.
All you want. Try all you want. Because I said last week I said the goalkeeper's foot was off the line and he saved it. And there was no VAR decision, but it was off the line. This week, off the line VAR, what happens? Bruno fucking scores the penalty. Stop shagging this guy, right?
It's the rules. It's the rules. We've been victim of this as well. So it is what it is. We got our goal. We kept going. Second half, I feel like it was predictable that PSG are going to come out steaming and they're going to try and make a point. And I think it was down to our temperament and if you could it. And I think we were, but unlucky. And own goal happens, really. I put too much blame on Martial for that. It happens. It's a mistake. And it did look like, I think there's one part of the game where it looked like we weren't really in control. But Ollie again, really, really good substitution. He brought Pogba back in. He brought Pogba onto the pitch. We started winning the midfield battle. And I really like the diamond. You guys know I haven't been a fan of the diamond. But I saw a lot of Pogba's running power in the shape we're playing. And I really, really enjoyed it. And from there on, yes, PSG had chances, but we looked like the dominant force. We were more threatening. It led to Rashford's goal. And it's all down to Ollie. And a really, really good victory.
Yeah, definitely. PSG had our number for about a whole 20 minutes max that game, not even. Like, that was it. That was as much leeway as Ollie gave them. They looked threatening at stages, but we were definitely the main threat. Rash darting past those defenders, time in, time out. He should have had plenty more goals this game. It was a bit of poor decision-making. Yeah, a bit of poor decision-making at the end. But he got his goal at the end, and it was fabulous. And it was a well-deserved victory. And for the first time in a long time, kudos goes fully to Ollie. Whenever PSG looked threatening, he made changes and corrected perfectly.
Yeah, I think this might be an outrageous statement, but I truly believe, and they can say what they want, I truly believe United at the moment is probably the best counter-attacking team in the world because our counter is so effective. Like, Atletico counter, yes, but I feel like ours is so direct and so straight to the point. And we've seen time and time again the Man Cities of those who are struggling with it. And I knew today, if we play like this, we're really going to trouble PSG because it's what we do. And there's no one way to play football. You can't say because Ole doesn't play those triangles that Pep does or Bielsa does. He's not a good manager.
Interesting. You just lagged out for a little bit, but it's fine. It looks like you're back.
Yeah, I could tell.
Yeah, it's fine. But yeah, Clayton.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that just Malota saying about how Ollie and Manchester United are a very effective counter-attacking team. We obviously know this, but how much has that got to be down to playing back fives, playing the diamond? Because generally our formation is 4-2-3-1, but like obviously I don't want us to be a counter-attacking team, but if this really is the plan B, and it works, But like, yeah, where do you stand with it?
We looked a lot better today, to say the least. We've looked sharp. We looked like we actually had intent to move the ball. It just felt better overall. It didn't feel like it was completely counter-attacked and just... I didn't feel like that was just the be-all or end-all of our game plan. It felt like we wanted to transition fast, but it wasn't a case of we didn't mind holding the ball a bit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the possession stats ended off a bit even as well at the end of it. I can't quite remember, but yeah, continue.
There's slightly more possession, but it wasn't that bad. I feel like more in the first half, it was more of a counter. When PSG started getting warm and started winning the midfield better, it was more of a counter. And we were sinking a little, but it was still effective. I feel like with Pogba coming in, like we were still playing on the counter, but with the diamond power, we could still hold the ball. We could still be effective. Yeah, I thought we looked really good in the second half, and I liked it.
Yeah.
With whatever Ali came out with that dressing room and just went, we're going to play a 4-4-2, 4-1-2-1-2 hybrid at times. It was a madness, and it looked really good. It looked like it actually nullified PSG to a large extent. And credit fully goes to Ali for that. No doubt about it. But we did look to actually control the game a bit better, and we actually looked to be the threatening force. We looked to put them on the back burner a lot more in the second half for sure. First half was a bit shaky, but we corrected well, and we moved forward very, very well.
I thought actually today when we were on the ball, we passed extremely well. But, like, McTominay fed, giving the ball away now and then. Rashford's horrible decision-making for the majority of the game. I thought the whole team, and the whole team, including Oli, including all the players, put out the performance. I can't be disappointed about one person today, and and that's what you need in the Champions League.
I honestly feel like if Pogba doesn't come on, we lose this game, because I feel like PSG was taking charge. And that was a very good proactive substitute.
Yeah.
And we've never seen that from Ali before. That's the thing. So for once, Ali's done something so proactive, and just he had a plan B. Plan A wasn't working anymore. He went, okay, cool. We're going to swap this out right now, and we're going to fix this. We've never, ever seen that from him. We've never seen him assert dominance in a football game. It was beautiful.
It was like he was expecting it. If this happens, if they start dominating in the midfield, I'm going to do this. So, yeah. All the players on. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah. The players as well, though. I mean, praise has to go to them as well. The back line without their leader, they played really, really well as well. So
who was leader? My leader was on the
pitch. The leader was in the front there.
Yeah, the leader was there on the pitch.
Actually, I think they played well because the real leader was playing on the pitch with the armband.
Yeah,
100%.
You know what? It might be too early, but when you captain a Manchester United team to victory against PSG, I don't care your name is Harry Maguire. My friend Bruno has to be captain. He has to be captain. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. And this will go down again in one of those nights in Paris. It'll be replaced. Well, the old one will always live in our memory, obviously. But we've done it again. Ollie's done it again. Rashford has done it again. And a certain Bruno Fernandes has also done it again. So, yeah. It was absolutely beautiful, yeah. They are nothing. They didn't deserve it. The whole game was fuming when we were 1-1. I was like, they don't deserve this. I was even thinking they can't make a goal. They absolutely. I'll be so angry if they got the full 3 points. They didn't deserve it. They didn't. It felt like that Liverpool game where we were 1-0 the whole game, and then like in the last minute, it switched off and they drew 1-1. It's just exactly. But today we clutched it out. PSG had nothing on us, and we absolutely schooled them. And you know what? I'm more excited than ever to do the player ratings because, I'm even intrigued to see who gets the lowest score, to be honest. But yeah, we will start off with David De Gea. Personally, I think he was absolutely phenomenal today. Could do nothing about the own goal, but when he had to make a save, absolutely world class. It looked like he was very composed when the ball came to his feet. His decision making on releasing the ball was great. It might be his old coach coming back. Remember, I told you that, guys.
His goalkeeping coach.
And look what has happened to David De Gea. It's absolutely amazing, and I hope, like we said, he just needs to keep this up. And I love Dean Henry. I love him. I love the kid to bits. But when De Gea is playing like this, there is no chance to get in this team. So I'm giving David De Gea a 9.
In the world.
I'm giving. So for me, De Gea is getting a 9.
Yeah, look, you said it, De Gea said it. What can I say? I can't argue with the evidence. He said his goalkeeping coach is coming back and he'll improve. And this is the best start he's had in a couple of seasons. And it was just one of those nights. Like Tottenham, when he made those ridiculous amount of saves, he made crucial saves. I mean, without him, Neymar scores. I don't know if Mbappe had a good chance, he scores. So, yeah, 9. It has to be a 9.
Yeah, it was a fantastic performance from him, to say the least. He stepped up big time, and we could rely on him in the back, and that's always a great thing to have as a goalkeeper. It's some solid foundation that you can rely on if your defense is beaten at any point, and we had that tonight for the first time in a long time. Once again, old David De Gea, best keeper in the world, starting to show up again, and I hope he keeps it for the rest of the season. But definitely a 9 out of 10.
Yeah.
Definitely, and this again, it's a step forward for the team. It's a step forward. This is a big ass step forward.
100%.
Even I put my hands up. I said when I looked at our next round of games, and it's not over yet. It's not over yet. We can get smacked by Chelsea coming up. Yeah. But
man,
we are doing everything right.
Yeah, I know. They're struggling Sevilla. Okay, let me keep quiet. We lost Sevilla.
After this run.
Let me keep quiet.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna wait after this run, and I'll make a more logical. Because now you're asking me to make logical decisions. Now I'm gonna lose my mind. I've done my whole life. My mind is gone. It's gone. At this moment, you ask me United win the treble. I'm like, yeah, back it. Winning the treble. But yeah, we move. We move. I'm this next guy I'm about to mention. I'm so excited. I'm so. First of all, this is my rating. I'm giving him 10 out of 10. He's my man of the match, without the question of a doubt in the world. He's the best right back to ever live. Because he pocketed Neymar, pocketed Mbappe, he pocketed the fullback, and then he pocketed the other fullback when they came up. All together, one man. He didn't put one singular tackle wrong. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, when I say you the GOAT, my G, you the GOAT. 10 out of 10. The best right back.
Yeah. Like, Neymar wasn't really sticking to his wing, he was cutting inside. He was like, no, it's all right then, I'll just pocket all of you.
Yes, it seems like they're switching. They're like, Neymar's like, okay, I can't get past. Mbappe was like, okay, I can't get past. Okay, fullback, okay, I can't get past. Guys, it's late.
Neymar shot at the end of the game was very evident of that. Just like, I need to score. I got.
Yeah. To be honest, I feel like Neymar was taking really good positions. He was coming into the midfield, and that way he was able to be effective. But if he had stayed to the wing, like maybe Sterling does, there was no chance of him, because Wan-Bissaka was on point. All his tackles, one might say goal-saving tackles inside the box from time to time. So I think really good performance. I'm going to give him an 8.
Well, I kind of agree more with Shoni this time around. I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka was just at his prime. This is him at his best. When he looks like this, he is definitely in contention for best right back in the world. It's as simple as that. He is so good defensively. My only issue was he could have offered a bit more offensively.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I will give him a 9.5 for sure. He was fantastic tonight, though.
Not man of the match.
I don't know. I feel like
he's in contention for sure, but there's one man in particular for me, unfortunately.
Okay.
I feel like in the system, as much as he's playing as a wing back, and like he has to it. Yeah. If we can use him in a defensive sense.
Yeah.
His leg out a little bit.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a brilliant performance, all right.
Yeah. Definitely.
Oh, we forgot what you said at the end, so don't worry. That's fine. So yeah, 10, 8, 9.5 for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Solid performance from Aaron. I mean, in my head, you cannot pocket Mbappe, you cannot pocket Neymar, you cannot pocket the fullbacks. Even Di Maria when he came to switch. You can't pocket all of them and not put out an insane performance. And the goal wasn't even his fault. So yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, my man of the match, flawless. I said he was the GOAT. he played. When Aaron Wan-Bissaka says he played, no one's getting past.
Don't go that far yet.
Yeah.
And
then honestly, another next player also amazing. Oh man, you chuck him into a game like this, first game in a year, and I want to send Maguire packing back to Leicester. Sweet, if this guy just stays fit, same like but this is different. Alex Tuanzebe is just Axel Tuanzebe. Sorry, I always think it's Alex. Axel Tuanzebe is just oh my goodness. He's like an upper counter to me. So if we can somehow keep Alex Tuanzebe, oh my god, Axel Tuanzebe fit. I don't ever want to see Maguire. So I'm giving Axel Tuanzebe a 9. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
First game in 1 year against PSG, Neymar, Mbappe, and he pocketed them also. So yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. Now I've been feeling this guy. Like, I think
Yeah.
this guy is a really good centre back, and I think we saw a glimpse of it before he got injured. But obviously, with the injury, it's easy for people to forget. And when you add the whole injury record thing,
Yeah.
that also has a bad light to it. But I think he looks like a really good centre back, and I feel like yes, in the first few minutes he looked like he couldn't track Neymar a lot, and he struggled with that a little bit. But he got over it. And besides that, his positioning, like,
His
it was
pace also.
with Maguire, yeah, the pace is something we really need. So I think it's something we should look at. He's a safer buy, really. Yes, maybe not as pleasing on the eye as buy, but he's not as reckless as buy, which is great. And yeah, he doesn't make silly mistakes like Maguire does. I know it's one game. It's one game, so
I mean, but this is a big
too much.
game. This is a big game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a statement game at the same time. Though. Definitely.
Yeah, true. To just come back like that and play like that in your first game, that's really
ridiculous.
impressive.
Yeah.
So I think our backline played were very good today. I think one of the best I've seen them, organization-wise, without a captain. I think they were really good. So I'm gonna give them a 7.5.
Oh. Only a 7.5.
So like, that was hard. That was like a low blow. That was 7.
In a game like this, a 7.5 is very low. Our whole team played very well. I think that's a very low rating. But I personally think he just had a really good game. Even the commentary team at a stage was just talking about him and how good he was and how quick he was. You could see it. Everybody could just see how good he looked. And it's the first game in over a year against PSG. I'm sorry, but this man did so well. He's 100% fighting for that starting spot. Maybe he'll work better in the pairing with Maguire. We'll have to wait and see, obviously. But I definitely would like to see him play a lot more moving forward. So for me, he gets an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I think that's fair. For me, it's just even more special. Because like I said, I'm thinking, if I'm Axel, I'm a young lad, I've been out for a year, Ollie's playing me against PSG, I'm looking at Mbappe and them attacking me. I have to have the game of my life. And he did.
Yeah, exactly.
He kept up with Mbappe. That's how fast he was. He kept up with Mbappe, and he was just outstrengthened. So yeah, Tuanzebe, you need to come in the first team up here. As long as you stay fit. Same like with Bai. However, that's the biggest question. Can you stay fit? If you can stay fit, we don't even need Upper Mancano. Because we got you. You are literally like our Upper Mancano. So yeah. Let's hope all the best, Tuanzebe. Let's hope you continue this. Actually, if you fit, I would actually play against Chelsea after that performance. But we'll get there. Obviously, he sent back pairing today. Lindelof, not Harry Maguire. Again, solid performance. He was our most experienced centre back today. Obviously Luke Shaw's a made-up centre back, but from Lindelof's perspective, did nothing wrong. Positionally, very good. We always say it's the Lindelof type of game, but I think he did it a lot better. And to be the most experienced in the back line, you did your job very well. Again, like the goal, it's not your fault. So I'm gonna probably give Lindelof a 7.
Yeah. Yeah, we're saying Tanzerma's coming. I think if he does play on the weekend, sadly he's going to play with Captain England because, Ola loves Captain England. But I thought Lindelof was really, really good. I thought he was the better of the two centre-backs. I thought positional-wise he was really good. His tackles were on point. He just looked in control of everything. And that's the Lindelof I want to see. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Yeah,
Lindelof definitely had a good game as well. But I don't know. I think I just saw a bit more from Tuanzebe than I did from Lindelof this game. So I personally feel like it's just a slightly worse rating. So I think he deserves a 7.5 for this game.
So 7, 7.5, 8.
Yeah.
You pick. You let us know
in
the comments. Yeah. You let us know what you.
Maybe I have a Lindelof agenda.
Maybe we have a Lindelof agenda. Who knows? But honestly, like even if you did, I'm definitely gonna rewatch that game. But I genuinely did see a lot more Axel Tuanzebe. Yeah, I genuinely did see a lot more. Oh, now guys, we've got a major problem. We've got big ass problems. A very good problem to have, but a major problem. Because Shaw and Tellers are insane, and if we play 4 at the back, one of them has to get dropped. We'll start off with Luke Shaw, but honestly, Ollie, I don't know what you're going to do. I wouldn't want to be in that position. I'll tell you now, I don't want to be in that position. Because Luke Shaw and Alex Telles were absolutely insane. But we'll start off with Luke Shaw, left side and centre back. Again, I thought he was one of the better centre back pairings. Going forward, he did do the left back role. You know, it was almost the times that Telles was a left winger.
Impressive.
But he's dribbling forward today and cutting through the PSG backline. I thought was spot on from Luke Shaw. And the pass to Martial to get that turn was brilliant from Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw's football IQ is amazing. He might not have the pace as he used to do, but his football IQ and the way he reads the game is absolutely superb. And, you know, I know people have a Luke Shaw agenda. People will be saying, yeah, you have to start Telles. You have to start Telles. But in my heart, I can't drop Shaw. Because it's like the Dean Henderson thing. Alex Telles is amazing. And today he was amazing. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be mad if Alex Telles is our number one left back. But Shaw is doing so well. So it's a problem unless we play back five every week. I know people don't like that. But it is a big-ass problem. But it's a good problem there. But yeah, Luke Shaw for me gets a 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's not as good in the back three. Like, I've never seen him play bad in the system. It's really impressive. And what impresses me the most is the recovery, because he's pushing up so high, like he's playing kind of the left back, but he's recovering and it's not even an issue. You don't even notice it. And defensively, he's spot on, which is he's even good at when he's left back. It's never a problem. I think one of the defense in the league, brilliant performance. In terms of who plays at left and forward, that's a hard one. That's a difficult one. But personally, I value out saying a little to Luke Shaw, but at the same time, he's very good at defense, and we'll get there. Very good. So it's a hard dilemma for Ole, but Luke Shaw.
So wait, repeat the rating. I think you just lagged a little bit. What do you give me?
Oh, sorry. An 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yeah, for me, I think Luke Shaw definitely had a fantastic game. One thing that I noticed a little bit is it looked like he had a bit of a Telles agenda a little bit there. Whenever he went forward, Telles was always to his left, and he was just like, no, Rashid, I'm going to play with you. It's just us here. It just felt like it was like, I am your left back. Don't. I'm watching you, Rashid.
They're fighting for the spot. They're both fighting for the spot.
At 100% felt
But I saw
fighting for the spot. Yeah.
I saw him do that with Pogba a lot as well, when Pogba was on the left. I don't know,
Yeah.
he prefers to go narrow for some reason.
Yeah, I can definitely see that sometimes. But Luke Shaw definitely had a great game. I don't know what it is, but just sometimes Luke Shaw looks like one of the best left backs in the world at times. And it's really crazy to say.
I agree.
But
Half the fan base would want to kill Clayton after that statement. But I agree, though. I agree. Maybe not best in the world, but definitely top quality.
He looks phenomenal
top
at
10,
times.
top 10 for me,
Yeah, he definitely makes.
Yes, he has bad games time to time. We can't deny that. But I feel like there's a bias to attacking style of play in football. Because he doesn't look flashy going forward, people aren't into him. But in terms of his intelligence and his interplay, he's really good at that. And then defensively, he's a left back. That should be number one priority. But somehow in modern football, attacking is more important for fullbacks. It's very weird.
Yeah, and I think that's especially why our back five system works so well with him, because he is such a great defender. We've got two of the best defensive fullbacks, arguably in the world, if you want to play that card. But that's maybe a bit pushing it sometimes. But we have fantastic defensive fullbacks. And playing him as a left centre back works really well. And somehow he managed to pull off playing as a left mid as well throughout the entire game and never got caught out. I have no clue what happened there. I barely saw Di Maria, just by the way, as well. I never saw him on that right hand side. I don't know what Luke Shaw did to him.
The last time I see Di Maria is when he came to Wan-Bissaka side and he got chowed also. So I was like, too late.
Bloody fraud.
It was gone.
Fraud.
Fraud. I was actually hoping he got it. I don't wish injury on many players, but I wish injury on him. I was like, remember when we bounced him into the freaking the sponsor board? I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Luke Shaw's fantastic tonight. He deserves an 8. So it's fantastic performance.
Yeah, I mean, I can't agree. And then obviously his partner in crime, his main rival for that spot, Alex Telles. What a debut! Again, chuck him first game for United, chuck him in the deep end, put him in a better suited place where he doesn't have to defend as much, but he still had when he had to defend, he freaking defended well, and he looks bloody fast. Alex Telles looks lightning fast. The crossing, you can see you always look for the cross today. Our team is just not used to that really. So I think more for Ollie's plan B will be Cavani and Telles heavily involved with just whipping it in, like just basically the old Fellaini tactic. I think that's I think that'll happen. So hopefully we start scoring a lot more minutes. Because I always criticize Manchester United for not scoring enough from a cross or just like a tap in sweaty goals, whatever you want, but aerially as well. Those are goals we just never see come from our wingers into the box and finish. Because Martial always on the wing, Rashford's always on the wing. Greenwood plays on the wing, so they're very much wide players. But Alex Telles going forward, amazing. I thought his passing, his football IQ is on another level with like Bruno. I thought defensively he was very solid. So solid debut. I'm gonna probably give Alex Telles a 7.
Yeah, I think he was really, really good. I think defensively he was solid. I think going forward, we're still going to see more. I feel like it was a bit congested going forward.
His corners, I'm just sorry to cut you off, but his corners, I forgot to mention it. Woo! Peach of corners. Yeah. Peach of corners. He found the head through every corner. Yeah, he can proper.
You can whip a ball.
Yeah. Like I was saying, I feel like it was a bit congested going forward. So we didn't see as much wing play from him. I think we're going to see more of that going forward. And I just think he was a really good outlet. And you can see crossing is just second nature to him. As soon as he has the ball, he can whip it in, and all of them consistent, they're really good. And as you said, corners. So it's going to be interesting to see who plays them. In modern football, it favors Telles really, and he will add something in our attack. So I'm going to give him a 7.5.
Yeah, I can agree as well. I think Telles just had a really good showing. He's going to be mental going forward for the rest of the season. I'm just waiting for those assists to pour in going forward. But he just had a fantastic game again. Even him taking corners away from Bruno, I think that's just a statement of how good of a crosser he is. Just that alone. He can just whip it so well. And every chance he got, he tried to whip it. He tried to find someone in the box. He always tried to make something happen. And offensively, I think he's going to be fantastic for us going forward. I just think he's going to be a really good player and something that we can rely on going forward, especially if we're going to play this back 5 again. So I think he had a little bit worse of a game than Luke Shaw, so a 7.5.
Yeah, I agree. I think he had a great debut, great game, but I think so many performances were so good today. And I thought Luke Shaw's was just a lot better, especially like I said, the pass to Martial, very key, So yeah, I think that just nicks it away from Telles, versus Shaw. We'll have to see how that develops in the near future. We will be doing the Chelsea preview as well, so let's see how we're feeling when we do that. Let's see how we're feeling then. But yeah, we move on to the interesting midfield. I did say in the preview I would love Fred, no Pogba, Matic, and Bruno. Well, I kind of got my wish because Fred was there. McTominay was there instead of Matic. There was no Pogba, which is a big, bold move from Ollie. Again, all credits down to Ollie. I backed him. I said he had to do it. And he did it, and I think that fired up Pogba a lot more. Proper kick up his backside. But yeah, we'll start off with Scott McTominay. Right now, I thought he was very shaky. But then, when you think about it, you are playing Neymar, you are playing Mbappe, you are going to get skinned by them. Majority of the players, unless you called Aaron Wan-Bissaka, get skinned by those two players. I thought, he was a little bit nervous. He's a young lad. He's not like youth, but he's very young. He's not that much. He's not experienced like that in Champions League games. He doesn't have that much experience in general. He's got a lot to learn, but I can't be too harsh on him. He did give it his all. He was in there for a lot of fouling, so there was a key on that. But again, I can't fault his effort. So I thought that he was probably for me the worst player on the pitch today. So I'm gonna give him. I feel harsh giving him a 6, but for me it was an average performance. I'm gonna give him a 6, which is not bad because you played against Mbappe and Neymar. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought he had a good game. I won't lie to you. I thought first off he just started a bit slow, but as the game went on, I think he played a very big part. I feel like in comparison to Fred, he lacked in terms of IQ and position in a positional sense, to be honest. Because I feel like sometimes he pressed too early, and then it would just leave us wide open. And he's not a really good tackler, so that didn't work in his favor. But there was a sense of presence about him, which we haven't seen in a long time. Sometimes it just looks like he's on the pitch, and he was very effective in the counter and moving the ball. So, and his agility compared to Matic. I know Matic is not bad, and I prefer Matic, but you could see the impact. Instead of it being said, that's why he's been picked, but not really seeing it on the pitch. So I really enjoyed him, and I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah. I think McTominay probably was the worst player on the pitch, and that's really saying something considering he didn't have a bad game whatsoever. I think he came in with the tackles, he won most of them, he gave away a few fouls here or there, but he did well and he helped out where he was needed. His positional play could have been a bit better, but he's still learning his role a lot more. He's barely played at this high of a level, and if this is any sign of something to come, I think Scott could be something pretty decent going forward. You could definitely aim to be someone kind of like a Matic, but that's only due to his stature, I think. I think he has a lot of work to do in his tackling, and he can be a lot more clinical with that. But he definitely has everything waiting for him to just kind of realize where he deserves to be at this point. So I think for me, it was a 6.5.
Yeah, 6, 6.5, 7 for McTominay.
This is so ironic. It's extremely ironic because I was gonna talk to Leighton off air.
No, we're all talking, yeah, in the group.
And I was once saying he's not that amazing, and he was saying the opposite, but I gave him the high rating.
Yeah, first half, I felt he was the better of the centre duos, but over the rest of the game, I think just Fred showed a lot more of what we normally see from Fred. We saw that pace, we saw that drive, we saw everything from Fred in that second half, and I don't think we can give Fred a lower rating than McTominay at this point.
Yeah, which is interesting because we are going to speak about Fred now, and I do agree.
Yeah.
I thought Fred, when I said Fred is knocking on the door to get it somewhere in the team, drop someone for Fred because the shape of the team is just great when Fred is on the. He's tenacious. Yeah. He's such an outlet. He can release the ball quickly. It looks like he gets us out of trouble a lot of times. Like when things are just chaotic and jumbled up in the center, somehow he gets the ball in his feet, releases it, and we're on our way. We are on our way, and Fred, for me today, he got us out of a lot of trouble. I thought his tackling was a lot cleaner than McTominay's when it came up with Mbappe and things. I thought Fred helped McTominay a lot today because I did think McTominay had a very difficult game, but I thought Fred did amazing in supporting him, and I thought together they were amazing. So yeah, for me, Fred was the better of the center mids. So I'm going to give Fred a 7.
I thought he was amazing. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I won't lie to you guys. Positional sense, amazing. Tackling, if it wasn't one Bissaka, it was Fred. And then on the ball, he's very agile. And distribution in the second half. Jeez, my life. It was top notch. This might be controversial, but 10 out of 10. Man of the match. I thought it was amazing. I thought it was fantastic.
I respect it though. You can definitely see where you're coming from. Fred had I felt like Fred was a bit shaky in the first half, I'm not going to lie. I saw McTominay have to cut in on his side a few times throughout the game to help him out a lot, but I also did see Fred help McTominay out a few times as well to get him out of trouble. Because sometimes McTominay's a bit more reckless and he just dives into a tackle and misses it and Fred has to cover. But you've seen that they both kind of complement each other well. Like when one's not doing too well, the other one will cut inside and be like, okay, I got you, I got this tackle. We're all good. We created the overload. The ball's back in our favor. But in the second half, especially as soon as he switched that diamond 4-4-2 mixture, he looked so good. He darted forward. He was winning back the ball, diving into tackles, Aaron Wan-Bissaka style, just winning it back, distributing immediately. It was fantastic. He was 100% the big reason why we won that game at the end. Him and having the spot of Pogba on the other side, I think that gave us a lot of midfield stability moving forward. So in the second half, he was fantastic, sure.
Yeah. I felt like for a long period in the first half, Bruno ran the midfield from the United point of view. But as soon as he fell off, because of maybe PSG being more dominant in midfield, that's Fred took over, honestly. And especially after Pogba came on.
Yeah. I thought they just had enough of Bruno. Because every time I seen Bruno had the ball after he scored, it was like everyone was on him. So it was just marked out. But everyone else did their job, and that's what's supposed to happen when they mark your best player out.
Definitely. But I think that leaves Fred with an 8 out of 10 for me. It was a really good performance overall, and I could definitely agree with you. And I think he could be knocking on that first team door again. And let's see what happens if we can maybe fit a midfield with him.
For me, his defensive contribution, because I feel like he's always in the right position. But it doesn't seem like he's the best tackler in comparison to Matic. Today he looked really, really good at that. So I really enjoyed watching him.
I think he needs the help of McTominay for sure. I think that's why they work well together. they're both not the best tacklers, but together they're really good tacklers. Like one
That's
can go
why
for other
that's why I
side.
wanted even Matic with Fred, because I
Yeah.
think Fred he's good,
Yeah, that,
but
I
he
prefer that.
still needs a more defensive midfielder next to him rather than Pogba.
Yeah.
I think Matic and Fred are a really good balance, eh? And I think we might have to sacrifice Pogba, but I'll do it. I won't lie to you.
No, at the
Especially-
moment, you know, Pogba's
especially
got a lot.
against
He
Yeah,
needs to
right now,
step it
Pogba.
up. He needs to step it up.
Yeah. And he has been right now. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, he stepped
He has
up
been in
big
some
time.
performances. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Fred McTominay. Obviously, my captain, my real captain of Manchester United, captain fantastic, captain ice cold in the veins. You know, he was robbed of an illegal penalty last week. He nearly robbed him this week with another illegal penalty. But when the penalty is legit, balls of steel, actual lead on the team, the way he controlled the midfield, showing instructions, halftime talks. Bruno.
Yep.
You are the captain, but obviously, let's be honest. You missed the penalty, the first one. My heart was racing for the third one. I couldn't even watch the third penalty. I was like, third penalty because you missed last week's one. So my head is the third one. So my heart was racing. I couldn't watch it. I just, I turned around and then I just said Bruno Fernandes, and I was like, yes. But it takes a real leadership, real balls to do that. Especially after you missed 2 in a row. I don't think it changes anything. Like I said, Bruno is the little spot penalty taker. So, but yeah, proper leadership performance from him. I think that's what you need, a captain of Manchester United to play like. You need someone like Bruno Fernandes. And I think that performance today, if there was ever a chance, he remains permanent captain of Manchester United, was winning this game today with having the armband on, and he did it. So obviously it wasn't his best game. So I'm not going to live up his ass that much, but he is my favorite player at United. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I did think the first penalty, like the one of the weekend, was a bit poor. Even though there's other reasons in terms of the goalkeeper, he missed it, you can say that. But I didn't think it was the best penalty. But I thought the second one was really good. And besides that, in the first half, oh my gosh. He at a point, he just looked untouchable. He was all over PSG.
Yeah.
There was that one curling shot that was like, it looked amazing. That should have been a goal. It would have been beautiful. Yeah. So I felt like for the last 20 minutes or so of the first half, everything was just going through him. He was fantastic. He did drop off a little in the second half, but I think he still had a very big impact nonetheless. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10.
Okay, so are you prepared for this, boys? I am fully living up his ass today. He was fantastic. He was everything United are. We lived and breathed Bruno Fernandes tonight. It was beautiful what he could do today. There was nothing wrong with what he did. I can't see a single flaw. Even missing that penalty, it being disallowed makes it kind of just the. So I'm going to take it as that. There was not a flaw in his gameplay. And until a bit later on into the second half, he was kind of marked out of the game, like you said earlier. That would be my only criticism, that he didn't provide enough in the second half. But up until that point, everything went through him, defensively and offensively. He was there. He was a real leader. He was everything we should have had. Yeah, he was everything.
That's how a captain is supposed to play.
Yeah, that's 100% our captain. He just brought the rest of the team up. You could tell he was willing to do everything. He was willing to shout at people when need be. He was willing to push forward when need be. He was willing to drop back when need be, which a lot of people don't have in them to do everything. But Bruno's just so good at everything. He won the ball back so many times and pushed it forward. Yeah. He dribbled well. He had nice shots. Oh, it's so good. Bruno was my man of the match. Bruno gets my 10. He gets my 10.
Oh, we've got 3 10s today. One Basaka.
I will live up his ass today.
Yeah. So we've got 3 different man of the matches. I don't know. I think that might be a first.
Imagine.
Yeah, in our show. That might be the first ever. 3 10s, 3 different 10s, 3 different man of the match. Me, I want Basaka 10 out of 10 man of the match. Maloto 10 out of 10 for Fred. Yeah, and then 10 out of 10 for Bruno.
That's how well we played.
Yeah, and we need more of this. We need more of this every week. I would love this to be like every week. I'd love to do this every week as shows. But yeah, we move on to arguably the worst players on the pitch today. We'll start off with Ice Martial. Obviously the turn. Listen, Martial gets a lot of assists. He wins penalties a lot. He wins every single penalty. He doesn't take a penalty. Doesn't take free kicks. Doesn't take corners. He literally, but he is so valuable in our creativity in the front line. And his dribbling, when he's on it, his dribbling it's like I'm watching a black Messi. That's what it's like. I'm watching a black Messi dribble through the pitch. That's how I feel like when Martial has the ball to his feet. The turn was brilliant. The own goal, I was fuming at that point. Especially because I was swearing Rashford, and then my boy did that, and I was like, oh my god, I can't be asked. I was like, I didn't want it that way, but obviously, like I said, in the end, it worked out. You know, we did win 2-1. So in hindsight, the own goal wasn't a big deal. It's like the Luke Shaw one against Newcastle. You know, it's like what you're gonna do. What you're gonna do about it. I did think he was good. So I'm going to give Martial a 7 because I honestly think without that penalty, we are in trouble. Without that turn, we are in trouble. It seemed like that's what our defense avoided with Neymar and Mbappe. Their defense took our attack for granted and we completely killed them. So, yeah.
Hey, he did milk that foul for the penalty. And I was talking to a PSG fan. Yeah, I was talking to a PSG fan who was complaining about him looking for penalties. But, like, which striker doesn't really? You know, it is what it is.
Have you seen him? Ask him to go watch Neymar. He's beloved
Neymar, actually.
Yeah,
exactly. I forgot about that. Neymar. So it is what it is, really. It's part of football. What can you say? And I'm not going to blame him too much for the own goal. It happens, really. But at the end of the day, he did score it, so it will affect his rating from my point of view. And for me, my biggest problem is his finishing in these type of games, to be honest. And I realized it today. In these big games, he's not as composed. In the smaller games, we say there's ice in his veins because he does all these cool, calm finishes, but then he always seems to sky balls and do all these weird things in these big games. Especially today, I was very frustrated with his finishing. So, yeah. But besides that, to look at the positives, I thought he was a really good outlet. I thought he was linked up really well with Rashford, even though the finishing, as I said, wasn't both of them. Wasn't that amazing. The link up, Rashford.
Should have had two taps.
We'll get to. Yeah. So I think the best part was the linking up, to be honest, and I'll give him a 6.5.
Yeah, I think he arguably could be tied for worst player on the pitch. I don't see a reason why not to. He did score an own goal overall. But a great thing about Martial is that he just looks very good moving forward. And I think, contrary to what you said as well, Martial looked really good tonight again. It's the first time in a while that we've seen Martial look like he had that ice in his veins again. This is the first time that we've seen him kind of look like him old self, making those dribbles, making those runs, trying to make those plays.
I think you have to do good. I think the only reason Malotto's judgment is like that is because Malotto's type of striker is, that the position. No, listen. This is my thing. Martial is never in the striker position. He is very seldom in the striker position. He's always drifting wide, always drifting inwards. So it's like, is he actually playing number 9? That's what it's like.
But he's a goal scorer to a certain extent, is he not? Or are we just saying he's not a goal scorer
at all?
He's a goal scorer. Yeah. So
he's lethal.
For me,
he's absolutely lethal.
I don't know. Some of the shots I saw today from Martial, jeez, my life, they were scary. They were scary, honestly. So that worries me from time to time.
I just genuinely think that Martial hasn't had a big enough game time to get into actually playing again. I feel like this is the first proper game where he's dug in and gone, I want to actually play again. This is the first time they've seen him dribble. This is the first time we've seen him shoot in a while. And he didn't even shoot that much, admittedly, this game. Like, admittedly, he tried to lay it off a lot more than he tried to shoot it.
And like I said,
but
he should have
like 3 shots that just went somewhere.
And I may just add, he scored an amazing goal against De Gea. I may just add, that was a striker's goal. That was
it. Was.
That was proper. But we know Martial. He always looks for that classic Martial shot, where he comes on the wing, he's 3 mans, and then looks for the curler in the corner. Obviously, today it did go above goal, but I stand by Tony Martial. He should have had 2 set up on a freaking plate for him. That should have been 2. If on another day those 2 balls go to him, he gets a brace, and Malotto looks like a clown. I'm telling you, he was in the right position, and the ball is there. It's fed to him, and he puts it in.
Exactly. Martial had a solid game. His position is always really good, though. I think Martial. That's a great thing about him. I think he's got that strike.
I do side with Malotto on that side. Though. I think his positioning is good, but I would love. He needs, like when we see Cavani and Igalo play, They positioning, it looks like a proper striker. Martial still
If
has
this
the
guy-
tendencies to drift wide and
Yeah. If he take more better positions and score more striker goals, he'd be the complete striker. He'd be the complete striker. So he needs to work on that.
It's Martial is basically like a Firmino now with better skills and scores more goals for me. But he's not a Harry obviously. Yeah, significantly more goals. Firmino doesn't score ever. I don't even think Firmino assists. Firmino is just a nonsensical striker that supposedly could.
Very controversial. He might actually improve Liverpool if he went to that team because you do everything Firmino does.
If you put Martial in Liverpool's team, that's great.
That current setup, it's done.
It's curtains.
Liverpool fans want to kill us through the screen now, wherever they are.
Bro, they hate Martial. They love
I just think Martial, he's always in those good positions. Like you said, he should have had 2 goals teed up to him. But something happens that kind of gets in the way.
Always something.
Another
he
day,
never gets fit. He never gets fit.
Yeah, but he's always in those positions, and that's all I'm saying about that. When he's on the ball and trying to actually look for the pass, you can tell that he wants to try and create something rather than score something.
It's a good point, because some would argue Martial is not in the striking positions because he never gets fed anything. So it's always like he's trying to do it by himself as a striker. I would argue that.
And to be fair to him, listen to what we're complaining about, but he got 17 goals in the league. So that just says it all.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he scored a lot last season. He made the chances happen, and his teammates helped him along the way. It just didn't fall his way tonight, sadly, and he skied a few chances. It happens. But overall, I think he very much made a lot of dribbles. He very much challenged the defense. He won us a penalty, which would put us in the perfect position to move forward at this game. And I think that gives him a 7 and edges him out of being worst player on the pitch.
He did win the penalty, like I said. He did win.
Honestly, I do think he was the best player on the pitch, though.
Yeah, definitely don't think so.
Yeah. Well, moving to his other friend.
Already hurts, but hey.
That really hurts. But moving on to his friend, his best friend, Marcus Rashford. Now, I will tell you this now. Everyone who's been watching the show knows me long enough. The way I have this love-hate relationship with my boy Marcus Rashford. If he didn't score that goal today, oh my word, you would have had it on the show. You would have absolutely had it. But like Bruno, you don't sell a player like Rashford off like that. Because he does get you that goal. And when we need Rashford, he's there. He's just somehow, Rashford could have the worst, it reminds me a lot of Werner. Werner could have the arsest game in the world, but somehow he'll find the net. I don't know how, but he'll find the net somehow. Some would say that even a better quality for being a striker, but Rashford is so direct. We see how fast he is, when he's dribbling, he's there. But Rashford should have had 3 assists. 3 tackles. He should have set up 3 tackles.
3 goals.
Set up 1,
hey.
and he should have had 3 goals. And oh my God, like I said, Rashford, you got out of jail today, my boy. So I'm going to give you a 7. Yeah. I'm proud of you. You won us the game. Of course, I'm going to be proud of you. Otherwise, I'm here, moaning about Martial's own goal now costing us. Moaning, how we deserved more. But it didn't happen. You got the goal. Get out of jail free card. And that goal, it literally, gets you out of jail. So 7 out of 10 for me.
Yeah. Besides decision making there, I think he looks really sharp at the moment. He's driving at defenses, his dribbling is looking very good. Just decision making has always been a problem with this guy, and there was just he has so many chances today, so many. And if he had taken them, would have run away with this game. So it sucks, but then contrast to that, he was very composed for his goal, which was very weird. And I think it was a really, really good goal. And yeah, when someone scores the winning goal, can you really give them a bad rating? So I'm going to give him a 7.
Yeah, I think that's it. If Rashford didn't score that goal, I'm probably giving him a 2 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay. So, to contrast Shawnee immediately, I love Rashford, okay? He was fantastic tonight. He created a lot of opportunities for himself. He was so close to creating opportunities for his teammates as well. And sometimes he just needs a bit more of that decision-making in key moments. He's getting there, though. He's definitely getting there.
Yeah,
he should have had 3 goals, 3 assists. He should have put this game to bed like ages ago. He had so many goals. He had so many attempts, one-on-ones. It was basically there. And then a last-second tackle comes in, and you're just like, oh, so close. Whether there's going to be that pass, whether it's going to be that shot, it was so close. I think Rashford had a really good game, though. He looked really productive. He looked like he wanted to create. It looked like he wanted to score.
No, he did. Like we said, you can't really have a bad game when you said. I would have been fuming. That's what I'm saying. I would have been fuming because we wouldn't have won because of the Rashford moment.
Yeah.
But like we said, we should have had 3 goals and he should have had 3 assists.
Should have had a lot more.
Yeah.
He definitely should have had a lot more. But Rashford definitely had a good game nonetheless. Because I guess the more chances you create, the more you're expected to
create your own
do
luck.
something.
Yeah,
exactly. And Rashford did that at the end of the game because he had so many attempts. He was literally goal bound that entire game. He deserved the goal to end it off, and I'm very glad he did. He was fantastic going forward. He was definitely the best striker in my books. I think he gets an 8.5 from me.
8.5, imagine.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what it would have been like if we lost. I'm not even lost, throw that game, or even if we did lose that game. And I feel like the Rashford one would have we went left, right. But that is Marcus Rashford. He won us the game. You can't fault the guy who wins us the game. Such a role model off the field as well. I was, because I'm telling you now, I wouldn't have said it because I don't have a Rashford agenda like that. But if Rashford didn't do anything today, they would have been those guys. You need to stop focusing on that. Focus on the football.
I was thinking about
there are guys out there like that. We all know these guys. So I'm happy for Rashford because, like I said, that goal for me got him out of jail today. So we got United out of jail today. So fair rating for Rashford, I think. Obviously our substitutes are Pogba. Hard one for me. I want to give him.
That was good.
I was crying for Pogba the whole game. So as soon as I see McTominay after 10 minutes, I was like, oh, please, Pogba, please. Pogba needs to come on, please. Pogba outdone. I'll take either of them. But Pogba came on, very professional performance. I'm going to give Pogba a 7. And for me, it's still like he played shit. It's not like he played shit, but I expect Paul Pogba so much. My level for Paul Pogba is the levels I have for Ronaldo's, the levels I have for Messi's, because I rate him that much. I honestly rate Paul Pogba to be the best midfielder in the world. So today faultless assist. That the work he did for Rashford's goal was amazing. He was a big outlet when he came on, changed the game, won the midfield battle as soon as he came on. Similar to Newcastle. So I can't fault Paul Pogba. We need to get a better Paul Pogba though. So I think this current system that Ollie's using is working. I think it's proving a point to Pogba, motivating Paul Pogba, and hopefully it will just keep on doing that. So until we have, and for as long as we have him, we want the best Paul Pogba. So I'm going to give Pogba a 7.
I think some people thought it was brilliant against Newcastle. I think they're exaggerating a little. I think it was good, but not brilliant. But today, I think he made a real impact. I feel like, as I said, I think we would have lost this game if Pogba didn't come on.
Yeah, I agree.
As he came on, we started winning the midfield battle. And I really liked him on the left side of the diamond. So much that I'm even thinking, I want to see more of this formation. Maybe not against the bigger teams, but against the teams struggle to break down. I mean, I've been thinking we should play this formation because the running power I saw from that left side, he could use his dribbling, he could get into shooting positions, and you could do everything else he usually does.
He doesn't really have to defend as much. And if he does have to defend, it's on a complete opposite side of the field. It's not in a crucial spot where if you lose the ball, you're in danger. If you lose the ball, you're not really in danger.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I think we keep saying what's Pogba's best position. I think maybe we should try this one and see what happens. So and he did assist Rashford, did you not?
Yeah.
So I think he was really good. I'm gonna give him an 8, really.
Yeah, I can agree. I think Pogba had a massive impact on the bench. I think he was just fantastic. Nothing more to really say about that. He was just really good, and I would very much like to see more of him in the system. And he should have had another assist. That Martial attempt as well. That should have been another goal. It is beautiful play between the two Frenchmen. It is fantastic. That deserves another goal. Pogba just looks like a real threat down that left-hand side. And maybe we should at least try playing more on that left-hand side, because I know we play him a lot more on that right-hand side in on traditional 4-2-3-1. Normally see him more that side of the pitch.
A midfield diamond of Fred, Bruno, Pogba, and Donny van der Beek. I would absolutely love that. That's my dream midfield. How are you going to work? It's more.
Ridiculous.
It's basically all attack and pipes. That's what it is. It's just.
Personally, I prefer matches at the bottom of it, and then Fred slightly higher, and then Donny on the bench. Because I want all our attacking players on the pitch. Then when it's going wrong, with no option on the bench really. So that's what I'd like to see. And yeah, if it works, if you think about it, it's perfect because we get what we want as fans, and that's Paul Pogba and Fernandes playing very high, but we're still very protected because of two CDMs on the pitch. So if it can be productive, my only issue is that I don't trust it on transition. But if it can be as good as it was today on the transition, I'm all for it.
Oh yeah, and also Pogba played like very advanced, like especially when we were defending, we pretty much took a very 4-4-2 type shape, and it looked like Pogba was playing on that left wing kind of position in a lot of positions. He was closer to actually playing as a winger than he was to a central midfielder that game, and it kind of suited him weird enough. I don't know if that's just Pogba feeling very motivated, or if he's just better than
when he's in attack or just up forward is the best Paul Pogba. For me, that is the best Paul Pogba. I don't like this role. I know he's the pass he hits is the Paul Pogba pass that no one else in the world football can hit on. You know, when he gets it, he gets it. But I love Pogba when he's driving towards the defense. It's like the opposition defense just break down. They don't know what to do with him. You can't out-muscle him. You can't out-skill him. You can't out-pace him. And you know, if you give him a space to shoot, he's gonna find the roof of the net. So yeah, that's when Paul Pogba is the best.
I prefer this one because he's not a liability anyway. When he's playing very deep, those long balls are amazing, but defensively he's crap, to be honest. Here, he can do whatever he wants. He can have all the flair, and he can have all the drive, but it's not really an issue because he's not costing us defensively. And if I'm not mistaken, I could be talking bullshit, but I think he played a similar role, more on the right side of Juventus.
I'm not entirely sure about his past, but
I would think it's like a camp in Juventus, like whenever I remember, it's just like a camp.
Yeah, so like I think for a prime example, we saw him dialing up, and that Martial link up was exactly what you were talking about, Trey. It's the defense couldn't stop him, even when they had his back turned. They just couldn't do anything with him. He still nearly gets an assist.
The ball 360 with his back to goal into Martial.
Exactly.
Paul Pogba is a baller.
He is fantastic, and that is probably his best attribute going forward. He is fantastic with those long balls. He's fantastic at trying to penetrate that defense, but that's a very different system to what we're using right now. I don't think if we carry on with the system moving forward, I would love to see Paul Pogba keep on moving forward, playing that kind of just more advanced role. Not quite a 10, but a lot more attacking for sure. I'd love to see more of that because that was fantastic tonight.
Yeah. I think a lot of people, I know Marcus obviously has the opinion of, you know, Paul Pogba, when we play him, where Ollie's been playing him, you know, the deep, where he is asked to do some defending to a certain extent, is that Marcus still approves. I know people like Mark Olbuch on the United stand prefers Paul Pogba, but for me, I always love Paul Pogba, like, you know, having the freedom to just go forward. Don't worry about going back. Yeah, no, it is fully down to
if we're playing the 4-2-3-1 consistently, that's 100% his best position. He doesn't fit into another position in that squad,
he can't in that system. But that's why he's been dropped also, because he can't. He's just not that good.
100%. 100%. But in different systems, we can see.
Honestly, I feel like his defending is bad.
No, yeah, he's
I think it's horrible.
He's always been bad defensive.
I don't trust him in that 6 anymore, to be honest.
That's the thing. I think the defending is, you know, the big divider in the fan base, you know. Because people think that is his best position, and other people like, no, just let him forward. Don't ask him to defend anything, you know. But obviously, when Bruno is so good, you can't drop a player like him. You can't. He's the best player. He's the number one.
Maybe my memory is a bit fuzzy, but then when we bought Pogba, the talk was about buying a 6, if I remember correctly. So what was that coming from?
It's just, you know, I don't know. Paul Pogba on paper is big, he's fast, he's strong, he can pass, he can dribble.
Yeah.
You know, so on paper it makes perfect sense. Like I said, Paul Pogba on paper can play anyway. It looks like he can play anyway. So he's just athletically gifted. He is. That's what I said. That's why I think Paul Pogba is so unique. Because I remember he's like the closest player I can think is like Paul Pogba was Yaya Toure. But if you put Yaya Toure and Paul Pogba in a 100-meter dash, Yaya Toure is getting smoked. If you put Paul Pogba and Yaya Toure in a skill, you know, Yaya Toure is getting smoked. But he's the closest player.
Very similar, actually.
Yeah, Yaya Toure.
Yeah, very similar.
That's a lot what I see. And I loved Yaya Toure. So.
And Toure was pretty good defensively, to be fair to Toure.
Yeah, that's the
exactly.
There were differences, but I think that's, if you want to compare a player to Paul Pogba, that's the only player in the world I can remember that's like Paul Pogba's Yaya Toure. So, yeah, that is with that. Donny, I don't want to give him a rating because
Yeah,
minutes
I don't think we saw enough of the
nothing,
last
so
two.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
It
Donny
sucks,
had to do,
dude.
yeah, it really hurts. Because Donny's a
I
fan
know.
favorite. Fan favorite.
The thing is, though,
Yeah.
it's like Messi substitute at Barcelona. It's so tough because, as much as you say, at least give me 30 minutes, but it's freaking Messi. It's freaking Bruno Fernandes, so you don't want him off the pitch. So it's very difficult for him.
Yeah, it's like, and that's the thing, because everyone likes Bruno. It's like the Donny fans want to play where Bruno is, and the Pogba fans want to play Pogba where Bruno is. But the problem is, Bruno is just too good, so he ain't getting rough. There's no way.
Exactly.
I guess Bruno can play the 8, so maybe take off afraid.
Do we
Pogba.
risk? Yeah, I agree. So if it was me, I would do that, but I wouldn't risk Bruno's form in this thing. Putting him
Yeah.
there. I'll literally keep Bruno at what he's doing, because whatever he's doing is just woof.
He plays like a 10, he's all over the place. Because you're going to compare him to an out-and-out number 10 like Madison. Madison sticks at the pivot of the diamond, let's say, or at the top of the midfield, and he doesn't really move around.
It's okay.
He's just all over the place. Yeah, perfect. I think there's a perfect
Just a shame KDB is so much more for fraud than Bruno Fernandes, but
Disrespected the man that got 20 assists last season, but hey, it's okay, guys. It's okay. He's the biggest fraud.
Bruno's out for smoke. I can finally back a United player safely without no smoke. No one can chat shit to me when I mention the words Bruno Fernandes. No one. That's how good Bruno will just shut you up, because you're like, oh, you missed the penalty. Okay, penalty retaken. Oh my god. And then he scores it. Yeah, my dad was laughing. He was like, this guy is useless. This guy's wasted your money. You see, he said he's a captain. And then what happens? Penalty retake and he scores. And then everything goes quiet in the house. That's exactly what happens with Bruno Fernandes. He's very special. He's very special. I was even telling my dad, thinking back to my childhood, I wouldn't think the whole thing was the commentators compared Bruno to becoming as good as like a Cristiano Ronaldo, as consistent as that. I don't think he's there. I think he's definitely like, Ryan Giggs level, Eric Cantona levels, that legend status. But to be best in the world, ooh, yeah. I mean, Ronaldo and Messi are just gone.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll never probably ever see players like that again, so they're just gone. But yeah, Bruno Fernandes is definitely, he's world class. He's proper world class. And then obviously, the final rating, the gaffer, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think, can't fault Ole today. I only fault him on the Van de Beek thing, personally. But other than that, I'm literally picking at straws. So Ole, spot on, amazing. I really hope you beat Chelsea coming up. So I'm gonna give you a 10 out of 10. Tactical masterclass today.
He's also lagging a little bit there.
I think so.
Yeah, well, personally, I think he had a really good game. I think he showed that he actually does have some tactics for the first time in a long time. Even just going back 2 weeks ago, just to the Tottenham game, you could see how clueless that midfield looked, how clueless that attack looked, how clueless that defense looked. And now suddenly he pulls a something like this. It's very confusing and very polarizing. And that's what Ollie's been since he's gotten here. He's either considered one of the worst or one of the best. And it's always very polarizing opinion, depending on who you ask about Ollie. Most people will say he's just a bang average manager with nothing special except the players around him. But tonight he showed that he actually has managerial class. Plan A wasn't working at a stage. He switched to a plan B, Pogba on the field, and it worked fantastically. PSG tried to get a foothold. Ollie just went, nope, this is our game. Not a chance. And I've never seen something like that from Ollie before. I will gladly be proven wrong every single game if he's going to keep on doing this. I hope he keeps on doing this, because this was fantastic. This is what a real manager does. This is what a fantastic manager does. When something isn't working, you change it. And for once, he's done that. Haven't seen that ever with him. So fantastic performance from him. If we're picking at straws, a 9, but honestly, it's a 10. Nothing wrong.
Yeah, like I said, personally, the only thing I didn't like was Donny's, the treatment of Donny. But other than that, flawless, absolutely flawless. I think Moloto is still there. Moloto, you back? Probably not. It's unfortunate. It would have been interesting to know what Moloto gave Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He left for now. Maybe he will come back. But yeah, Ole, 10 out of 10. Now, Clayton, we know. Interesting thing I just want to ask you. We know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. When the going's good, it's very good, and when the going's bad, it's very bad. So you think
definitely.
the next run, the stealth run that we are on, do you think he's going to win it all?
But potentially, it always seems like whenever his back's against the wall, he pulls something out. Whether it be something small, whether it be something big like he did tonight. It always feels like he knows how to get back into things, especially when his job's on the line. Don't know how, don't know why, I don't know what managerial spirit of Sir Alex he channels every single minute of that game. But he, if he does what he did against PSG moving forward, 100%. I think we can come out of this unscathed. I think we can come out of this with a lot of points. But that all depends on whether him and the players are going to step up right now. And right now they're showing that they can.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they are stepping up. So Moloto, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Yeah, sorry, some really bad leg. But yeah, you can't fault him for anything. I thought he was brilliant today. Just making spot on tactics. Like, you could see it for yourself. I don't want anyone arguing with tactics after that game, because no one must say he has no plan, as people have said, because it's clear he has some sort of plan. Like, look, I've complained about his tactics as well. And as I said at the start of the show, there isn't one way to play football. And if this works for him, I think he should stick to this direction of playing football. Maybe it's not the Manchester United way, but if it wins us games, I'm good with it. And I think he should try adapt that more, even against teams that sit back, and see how we can use it. And United is still such a weird team, you know, because now people are going to go on a run and we're going to be really, really good. And it just sucks that sometimes we lose 6-1 to Spurs bad and go away to PSG and win good. So,
but I said this every week. On their day, this Manchester United team can beat anyone in world football.
Yeah.
This United team, the talent it's got, undeniably. When you have a full team like today, giving it all, like averaging probably the worst performance is 6, but probably 7. Yeah. So when things like that happen, it's game over for you, because United, they hell of a good team. We have Bruno, we have Pogba, we have Donny, we have Rashford, we have Martial. We didn't even have Greenwood today. We didn't have Maguire. Some would say even that could have been better. We still missed players today. So
yeah.
And
so what I saw today is that the potential of this team is endless, and the thing is, you just can't trust that it's going to go the right way. So I only make any predictions, but
we've been hurt many times before.
If things go our way, we could have a good season.
Yeah. So you know what? It'll be very interesting for the Chelsea game. I know the boys, the manager, everyone will be full of confidence, and that's how it is, you know. All of a sudden, when all these jobs on the line, he pulls out a masterclass. All of a sudden, it's like we should have Poch on standby every single game, just to make sure we win. You know, if that's what motivates Oli, you know. Make sure Poch is there with binoculars. Like, I'm here. As soon as you mess up, I'm coming.
Watching.
Yeah, because we have these tendencies, like I was telling Clayton when you were liking up, when the going is good for United, it's ridiculously good, and when it's bad, it's ridiculously bad. But you know, to be fair, Bruno is here. You know, Pogba's back. There has been a little bit slight injuries, but Tuanzebe is back, and the way Tuanzebe is played is ridiculous. The way Wan-Bissaka's playing, ridiculous. I'm scared for Werner, Havertz, and then Ziyech, Pulisic. Put them all on Wan-Bissaka's side. You know, it's good. So, you know, we'll speak about it. We know, low-key, you guys are speaking to 2 Chelsea fans. And Moloto and Clayton love Chelsea. They're secret Chelsea fans. They don't want to tell you. They're low-key secret Chelsea fans. I hope we smoke them. If there ever was a game I wanted to win, if someone said you could lose to lose to PSG, but smoke Chelsea, I'm 100% taking it. Because I hate Chelsea. I absolutely hate that team. I hate them. If there's one game I want to win this season, is Chelsea and Liverpool. Those are the 2 games of the season where I want to win. I can't emphasize how much I hate Chelsea and Liverpool.
Yeah. When they play United, I freaking hate them.
But yeah, we'll speak about it today. You'll see the inner Chelsea fans come out when we do the Chelsea preview sometime this week. We'll see the Werner fan voice, the Havertz fan voice, you know.
You know, we have their number, so it's not there at the office. Hope I don't regret saying that.
I will see, and even if it does, you know, they'll be there like, no, always back Chelsea. It's Werner, you know. See what happens. You see, Martial should be like Werner, but we're gonna shut them up. Hopefully, I really hope we can shut them up, so I can shut people up. But you know, for me, Moloto, Clayton, it's the way I'm going to sign it off is, like, comment, subscribe, your thoughts. But, we love a night in Paris, and it's just one of those days, another memorable night in Paris. And we'll check you in the next one.